Hello. Right, so what we're going to do today, we're going to take this brand new Foxbat. It's already had his check flight, so it's actually his second flight in the country. And we're going to take it from Moorabbin Airport at CAE, where the airplane is being assembled, to a hangar at Tyabb Airport, where the customer is going to come and pick it up in about 3 days now. So we'll do a walk around, power check of all the airplane again. We'll go to the run-up bay, we'll do a good run-up of the engine, and we'll take off towards the south.
We're waiting for coolant and oil temperature because it is a flat surface here and very smooth.
Can broadcast helicopter departing Golf 1.
Alright, that's us, Golf 1. Because it's smooth, we don't need to rev the engine, we just simply release the brakes and we're rolling. And it's a good opportunity before we accelerate to check the brakes again, and they are working correctly. And clear on the left before I taxi. So on the 3 minutes took us to taxi from Golf 1 where we started to the run-up bay. We can see that the oil pressure is being decreased. Obviously the oil temperature is increasing, which is good. We're still waiting for temperature, but by the time we can do all our checks, so instruments and airspeed indicator reading 0 and correctly, also corresponding with our digital D10A from Dynan. Set the bar at 1010, which is a QNH at the moment with Quebec. VSI is reading 0 and correctly, there's no flag, no topple. The winter sleep ball is slightly offset because we are slightly inclined right now. Fuel tanks are corresponding to our visual and deep check. Our trim, which is a bit sunny, I've checked it for full deflection before, but you can see it is moving. Okay, our controls are correct and full deflection, and while I'm holding my deflection I will check the flap. Is an intertwined mechanism, so I'm just making sure that there's no interruption with the flap, and I'll do the same to the other side. All correct, and there's no nags, and full up elevator, and we're all good. We can do a bit of a sort of takeoff brief. So we're taking off, we're gonna take on taxi to runway 17 right, please requested, see if we get it. We'll take off to the south, takeoff speed, we'll rotate the nose, lift the nose wheel immediately as we apply the power. The airplane will sit in a slightly high nose attitude, and at about 30 knots it will pop into the ground. It'll probably be around 35 meters.
Holding point.
It is to the air. We'll pop into the air at about 35 meters or so. We'll use one stage of flap, just a normal standard takeoff. Glide speed 56 if we need it. But otherwise we'll pick a field straight in front of our nose. In Moorabbin there's not many options, so we'll consider coming back. We'll see if we can make it, if there's any fault. Otherwise we'll monitor, and we'll have should have plenty of runway ahead in case something happens. Alright, so we got our airport diagram ready, just in case we'll get confused. It is a big airport. We got Quebec. We did our run-up and everything seems to be satisfactory, and now we'll request the clearance to taxiing. So make sure you're on ground. We are indeed. Moorabbin ground, Foxbat 8837 on the southern run-up bay with Quebec. Request Golf 217 right for departure to the south. As you can see, there are plenty of Foxbat
ground, Foxbat 8700
at Moorabbin and Vixen. There's, I believe, over 20 belong to a flying school here. There's actually 3 flying schools on Foxbat. There's a red one over there, a white one over behind us, and all the rest are all in yellow. Belong to SO Aviation. So It is often crowded here with other Foxbats. The airplane we're flying today is actually not a Foxbat technically. It is a Kelpie. Got a mustering siren. Got a UHF. Got a different propeller. It's a bigger diameter propeller. Makes for a noticeable better climb, or quicker or higher rate of climb. Which will make a big difference when the days are hot like today. I think it's 28 degrees outside, a fairly low QNH, so we'll see how we perform. 217 right for departure to the south, ready.
Foxbat 8837, line up.
Lining up, 8837.
37, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 8837. Runway 17, cross-check compass, cross-check D10. Alright, power's applied. Smoothly. There's the power applied. Nose coming up. That's it, already up. 25 knots, 30 knots. And we're airborne, just like that. Tap the brake to stop the wheel from turning. Positive rate of climb. Take one stage of flap gradually and put it into VY. Quick note, everything happened pretty quick, but glancing on the oil pressure and the coolant temperature at all times, and as we take off there's another Foxbat taking off on our left. That's pretty cool. And putting our best rate of climb, and with full fuel and 2 people, we are climbing ahead on a fairly hot day at around 650 feet per minute. The views are really good.
Fit to land.
It is improving the situational awareness of any level of pilots. It's especially helpful if you're nervous. There's a lot happening and there's a lot to digest, but it is an extra comforting awareness when you have a bit more experience and you know that you can see everywhere around the airplane. It makes for an easy see and avoid from other traffic. And of course, if you utilize the airplane for observation, aerial photography, aerial mastering, or even basic training, it does makes a great difference. Yeah, 2 mile out of Tyabb. Already gave him a call at 10, and then there's 3. There's 2 airplanes in the circuit. The one just took off, and another one is about to taxi into the circuit. Runways in use is already known to us. It's 35, so we'll be joining on the dead side of the field. We'll overfly and join midfield for 35. That'll be a full stop at Tyabb. In the meantime, we're on a gentle descent, about 400 feet per minute. Passing on descent 1,600. Building up slowly the situational awareness as far as in advance as we can, getting to know who is flying, what they're flying. It's quite important, because if you're trying to follow someone in a Lancer, you might struggle, but if you're following someone in a 152, you'll find that you can slot yourself in the circuit a bit better. There's a bit of side slip just to go back to a normal profile. Start it off and get the speed right back.
Traffic, Hotel goes Zulu, turning downwind 35 times.
That's 50 knots. That's slightly too quick to what I like to. That's 45, it's a bit better. Let's keep 45 or slightly more. It's a little bit gusty. We'll just keep it at 45. And correcting for a little bit of crosswind. And down we are. Flaps out. Landing lights out, and we way before the first taxiway can vacate the runway. Putting trim back to center position for the next flight.
Tyabb Foxtrot Delta X-rays turning downwind for runway 35, Tyabb.
And once we vacated, we let them know.
Tyabb traffic, Foxbat 8837 is clear of 45. Time.
Okay. And that will conclude a little flight. It's about 18 miles. We probably made it 20, just going by the coast. But yeah, very pleasant. The airplane is nicely tested and configured. The radio is configured. It was a good opportunity to fly with a passenger, so I can set the intercom. And it is now waiting for pickup from its owner up in northeast Queensland. So the airplane got a long flight on its way on the way back home, which hopefully they'll take off on the weekend.